that Travis designed that ring?
He did. He designed it, and I had shown him a video of, like, I just thought her stuff was so cool, so I'd shown him a video like a year and a half ago, and he was just paying attention to everything, it turns out. Because when I saw the ring, I was like, oh, I know who made that, I know who made that, I know who made that. And also, you listen to me.
I'm having more fun during this time of my life than I've ever had before. I've legitimately never been happier.
Taylor Swift just broke the internet with the most anticipated news of the year. And trust me when I say what happened behind the scenes is even more mind-blowing than anything you've seen on social media. Everyone's talking about the ring, the photos, the perfect moment. But there are secrets hidden in this proposal that are going to leave you speechless. We're talking about gardens built in secret, multi-million-dollar agreements delaying the wedding, and a side of Travis Kelce nobody imagined existed. Buckle up because this story has more layers than you think. The proposal happened in August of this year, but it wasn't until recently that the world found out the real details. Travis didn't do things halfway. While Taylor thought they were simply recording another episode of New Heights at his Missouri home, he was orchestrating something completely different. Behind the property, in total secrecy, an entire team of floral designers was building a dream garden valued at over $40,000. Picture this. Taylor's inside, relaxed, recording with Travis and Jason, without the slightest clue of what's about to happen. Outside, dozens of people are setting up flower arches, illuminated pathways, and decorations that directly referenced Evermore songs like Ivy and Willow. Travis knew exactly what he was doing. When they finished recording, he took her hand, led her outside, and there it was. The perfect garden, the perfect ring, and Travis on one knee, more nervous than anyone had ever seen him. She said yes before he could finish talking. The ring he chose wasn't random either. Designed by British jeweler Fred Leighton, it's a vintage yellow gold piece with a center diamond that reflects the classic yet modern style Taylor loves. Nothing flashy, but absolutely flawless. And the first thing Travis did after proposing was FaceTime his dad to tell him. Ed Kelce was crying on the other side of the screen. That tells you everything you need to know about this man. But let's rewind a bit, because there's a specific moment when Taylor knew this was real. It wasn't during a concert or on a red carpet. It was when she appeared as a guest on New Heights, Travis and Jason's podcast, and the world could see for the first time how they interact when the cameras are on but the pressure is off. During that episode, Taylor talked about what she called her favorite green flag about Travis. It wasn't his money, his fame, or his muscles. It was his loyalty. She mentioned how Travis maintains friendships that last decades, how his high school friends are still his friends today, and how that showed her the kind of person he really is. For someone like Taylor, who's been publicly betrayed more times than she can count, that's everything. Travis also talked about her in that episode in a way that made millions of people melt. He called her smart, passionate, hardworking. He said when she uses complicated words, he just stands there thinking, God, what a woman. Over 1 million people watched that episode in the first 24 hours. And not because they wanted gossip, but because they wanted to see genuine love in action. Now let's talk numbers because this is where things get serious. Taylor Swift has an estimated net worth of $1.6 billion. Travis Kelce, on the other hand, has between 70 and 90 million. That's a massive difference, and anyone with half a brain knows that when there's this much money at stake, lawyers enter the battlefield. The prenuptial agreement they're negotiating right now isn't just any document. According to sources close to Taylor's legal team, this contract is one of the most complex and detailed ever drafted in the entertainment industry. It covers everything: properties, investments, music catalogs, image rights, personal brands, future earnings, and even confidentiality clauses that prohibit Travis from speaking publicly about certain aspects of their private life if things don't work out someday. And here's the interesting part. Travis signed without hesitation. There was no drama, no tense negotiations on his end. He understands the empire Taylor has built and respects it completely. In fact, insiders say he was the one who suggested including certain additional protections so Taylor would feel secure. That's maturity. That's real love. But negotiations are still ongoing, and some reports suggest the wedding could be delayed a few months while legal teams finish adjusting every detail. Nobody wants to rush this. Both know that doing it right is more important than doing it fast. When Travis spoke publicly for the first time about the engagement on his podcast, The emotion in his voice was impossible to ignore. He said something that stuck in everyone's mind who heard it. "I love introducing her as my fiancé. Not as Taylor Swift, not as the superstar, as his fiancé." He explained that every time he says that word, he gets butterflies in his stomach, like he still can't believe this is real. Travis admitted the first time he introduced her as his fiancé was in front of his Chiefs teammates, and everyone erupted in applause. Even Patrick Mahomes gave him a hug that almost knocked him to the ground. But what really left people speechless was when he said, "The fact that this is the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, every single day, forever, that's everything." There was no script, no PR writing his words. It was just a guy in love to his bones talking about the woman he loves. And the way Jason looked at him while he talked, with that proud brother smile, made everything even more genuine. The connection between Taylor and Travis goes way beyond the superficial. In a recent interview with BBC Radio 2, Taylor explained something many hadn't considered. They're both performers who put on 3.5-hour shows in NFL stadiums. For her, it's a concert. For him, it's a game. But the emotional toll, the mental preparation, the pressure to perform in front of 70,000 screaming people, that's exactly the same. She said when she's in those stadiums, she has a dressing room. When he's there, he has a locker room. She rehearses. He practices. She does a show. He plays a game. They're just different words to describe the same intensity. And that mutual understanding is what makes their relationship work on a level others don't reach. Taylor also made something very clear during that interview. She's not leaving music. Period. Rumors that she might retire after getting married are completely false. She said Travis has never asked her to choose between him and her career, and that in fact he celebrates every one of her achievements as if they were his own. They're both competitive, but in a healthy way. They don't fight for attention. They don't compete for headlines. They push each other to be better. And that, according to Taylor, is the most fun thing in the world. The intimate details of the proposal kept coming to light when Taylor appeared on the Graham Norton show a few weeks ago. That's where she revealed Travis literally crushed it with the surprise. She thought they were going to record the podcast for a couple hours, maybe 3. She had no idea that while they were talking about football and joking with Jason, outside there was an entire team transforming the garden into something out of a fairy tale. Taylor mentioned Travis chose specific flowers that referenced her favorite songs from Evermore, the album she released during the pandemic that holds special meaning for both of them. Every detail was thought out. Every flower had a purpose. It wasn't a generic celebrity proposal. It was a proposal made specifically for Taylor Allison Swift, and she knew it. She also talked about their wedding plans. Contrary to what many expected, Taylor's in no rush. She wants to focus first on the release of her next album, The Life of a Showgirl, coming out in October this year, and which, according to sources close to her, includes at least 3 songs directly inspired by Travis. One of them, according to rumors, is called Golden Boy and is an acoustic ballad about finding stability in the middle of chaos. The wedding will probably be sometime in the summer of 2026, far enough away to plan it without stress, but close enough that fans are already counting down the days. This love story began in September 2023, when Taylor showed up for the first time at a Chiefs game, and the world went crazy. But the truth is it all started much earlier. Travis mentioned her on his podcast months before, saying he had tried to give her his number at one of her concerts, but she didn't accept it because she was focused on the show. That comment reached Taylor's ears, and she decided to give him a chance. They had months of private dates before going public. Months where nobody saw them together, where they could get to know each other without the pressure of the entire world having opinions. And when they finally decided to show themselves, they did it on their own terms. Super Bowl 2024 was the moment they officially became the couple of the moment. The cameras couldn't stop focusing on them. Travis won the championship and ran straight to kiss her in the middle of the field. Since then, they've been inseparable. The Kelce family, especially Donna, Travis's mom, has been incredibly loving with Taylor. Donna has said in multiple interviews that Taylor is exactly the type of person she always imagined for her son. Strong, independent, kind, and down to earth despite the fame. So what does all this mean? Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce aren't just another celebrity couple. They're two people who found something real in the middle of a world that constantly tries to destroy everything genuine. The prenuptial agreement isn't a sign of distrust. It's a sign of mutual respect and maturity. It's recognizing that they've both worked too hard to build what they have, and that protecting it doesn't mean loving less. The wedding might be delayed a few months, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that when it finally happens, it'll be because they're both ready, not because the world is pressuring them. And maybe, just maybe, this is Taylor's definitive love story. The one that finally gets its happy ending. What do you think? Do you believe Travis and Taylor will make it to the altar? Or do you think media pressure will eventually tear them apart? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, subscribe and hit that bell because every week I bring stories like this that you won't find anywhere else.